Hello there, everybody. Oimon here, and welcome to the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Wow, it's kind of hard to believe that it's actually here. It's been a long time coming. And hello, Jagoth. Hello. But anyway, as it says on the side, obviously I'm not alone. Again, with me as always is Zero, who is always here for these streams because he drags himself up out of his bed every morning just for these very early Nintendo Directs.
Yeah. It's surprising this time how early this one is, but
It is technically the same time as it was before, wasn't it? Or
no, it's an hour.
oh no, it is an hour because we changed our clocks on the weekend. That's right. Yeah, it's an hour early.
It's an hour earlier for us, but not for you.
Yeah, well, we changed the clock, so obviously what was 2 o'clock before has now become 2 o'clock again, even though it's technically an hour early in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, it is actually weird how early this one is. Because normally they're usually about 3 o'clock. So both the last Direct and this one, both been very early for some reason. I don't know why. I guess that's what they decided to do with it.
It just happens to coincide with the time change in the UK, which they wanted to do like a worldwide thing. So this is a global event to be sure.
Yeah, I mean it is difficult when you want to have a simultaneous live stream. It's like, well, what time do you pick? Because it's like it's got to be a time when pretty much
What time is it in Japan right now?
It'd probably be late evening.
9:30
p.m. presumably.
Yeah.
So I think it's a thing of because you want the middle of the night to basically be in the Pacific, because that's where the least number of people is. So you want to be late in Japan, middle of the day Europe, and early morning America. So it's you've kind of got to balance it like that. So I think this is usually why they stream around now, because otherwise, someone's going to miss out, and you don't want people to miss out if you can help it.
Yeah, when you're trying to be a global thing and this big announcement, you think about where your target audience is, and that's probably part of the reason why it's been so difficult for you to gain traction on Twitch, because of your timing. It just does not work out, unfortunately.
Would you believe I'm aware of that? Anyway, yes. So Jacko says they want to force people to get up early out of malice. See, that only applies in America. And I think it is fair to say that Japan doesn't like America, so you could be right there. Who knows? But anyway, yes, so Switch 2. Wow. The console we thought would never come.
What to expect from this?
I mean, typically in these things...
They also announced that they're doing a treehouse.
Yes, tomorrow and the day after, there are 2 treehouses. One is 3 hours, the other is 2 hours, I think. And people are predicting that means we're probably going to get 10 or so games announced today, because it's half an hour per game. So, which, I mean, fair. Okay, whatever. But, I can't fault them for doing the treehouse, because, people like that sort of thing. Big discussion. There's going to be a lot of talk about this. This is the biggest gaming event of the moment, I think. Because we haven't... The Switch is 8 years old at this point? It's close to it, I think.
2017, I guess.
Yeah, so that's 8 years. So, which is quite long, actually, for a console generation. They're usually closer to 6, but, I've suspected for a while, and I've mentioned this before, I think we were gonna get a Switch Pro, and thanks to, the pandemic and the chip shortage, it just didn't happen. And so what it was is they had the regular Switch limp along for a bit longer, and now we're getting the Switch 2, which is Switch Pro Plus or whatever. So yeah, in terms of what to expect, I imagine they're going to go over some hardware specs. They don't usually go over hardware specifics, but they're going to want to explain any new features, like that mysterious C button.
The C button.
What
do you think the C button stands for? It has to be something that's kind of a game changer, maybe not necessarily a game changer, but something big enough to add a new dedicated button, because that happened the last time they did it in the console generations. They got rid of the start and select buttons, and they added the whatever it would be, and then they added the share button. They added the share button, which that's still such a weird dedicated thing to have on a controller.
I mean, a lot of people have been trying to work out if C stands for anything. It could just be a C button. It could be control. It could be connect. It could be... there's a bunch of words it could be. Some people think it might be multi-use. That it just has a lot of different features. Like, you can press it and maybe select something to do with it. Maybe it's like for...
Yeah, which is like when they added like the ZL, ZR triggers.
Kinda. Like it's like whenever
it needs to be called something.
Yeah, well, maybe. So I really don't know what it's going to be. That's like the big mystery, because the rest of the Switch looks to be just like the Switch 2 looks to be like the Switch, just more of it, I guess.
I haven't seen this many people surprised by a C than the moon landing hoax.
Okay.
There was this. This is a bit of an off topic, but during like the people that are saying that the moon landing was fake, like if you look at this rock, it has a C on it, and they mark that C because it's a prop. So like it's called the C rock because it was actually a prop, because like when you're working on a film set, all the props are marked. So and this one is marked with a C, and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with
Yeah, people who believe that are weird.
This is like an actual argument that they would have.
Oh, I don't doubt it for a second. People who believe that kind of shit are fucking weird. So yeah, in terms of hardware, the only thing I really want is like a nice bigger hard drive and just some basic better hardware. Like
that's really all you can do at this point, because I love gimmicky Nintendo. Like this gimmicky Nintendo is what gave us the Switch in the first place, is what gave us the Wii U, which unfortunately the Wii U was a flop, but I didn't think it was a bad idea for a console.
It was a neat idea, but
I just didn't have any cool games that utilized it.
Yeah, that's pretty much
it. Was the DS. The DS was a fucking phenomenal game changer in terms of gimmicky hardware shit.
I think one of the biggest problems with the Wii U is that the controller was kind of too big. Like, I think that's why the DS worked and the Wii U kind of didn't, because the DS was like, it was small, it was portable, and like people like portable consoles. I think that seems to be the way people are going.
Wii U was kind of a test run for the Switch.
Yes, it kind of was.
Also, the big thing about portable consoles are really big in Japan. Because like they often don't have the space. They have an apartment. They don't have a big house, so they have to have a smaller system. Everything's at a premium, which is why the DS is so popular in Japan. Also, transport. They have a really good public transport, so you need something to be doing on the bus and the train. And that's also part of the reason why so many JRPGs came out for the DS and the PSP and Vita and stuff like that, the handhelds, because that's where the demographic was that was playing them.
Yeah. I think that's... Yeah, I can't exactly argue that. And I think it will be interesting what we get on the Switch 2 in terms of... I mean, I essentially, I imagine the Switch 2 is basically just going to be a continuation of the Switch.
Yeah, just a Switch, just with better improved hardware, better graphics, better video processing, bigger hard drive, better battery life.
It does make me wonder, like, they've sort of hinted at it, and I know people were talking about it after the last Direct, about, like, games getting updates to run on the Switch 2. So, like, certain games will get, like, patches, or you can, like, buy an upgrade or something. So
the new Xenoblade supposedly has that.
Yeah, the Xenoblade Chronicles X, or whatever it's called, apparently has a hidden 60 frames per second mode for that, which people suspect is for an upgrade for the Switch 2, which makes sense. And it does make me wonder if maybe the Pokemon games might get that, because they kind of need it. Let's be honest here.
We kind of talked about that last week.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a lot of speculation about all of this, so it will be interesting, I think, to see where it goes. Just generally. But the sort of main thing I did in terms of predictions, let me just bring it up onto the thing.
We got a bingo card?
Sort of. I didn't want to say, the Switch 2 is going to have this, and this. Well, what I thought of is that I listed a bunch of... let me bring it up. I listed a bunch of popular Nintendo franchises like Mario and Zelda and stuff like that, and the odds of them showing up today. So, obviously, Mario, 10 out of 10. Because, of course, of course there's going to be a big Mario game. We haven't had one since Odyssey. There's bound to be a really big Mario game coming up today. Mario Kart 10 out of 10, bit of a cheat. We already know it's there. Zelda, I gave a 6 out of 10 because it could happen, but Tears of the Kingdom was not that long ago.
No, but it was also debatable. It was kind of the, what would you call it?
Like
It was
Majora's
the
Mask.
Majora's Mask. It was
Yeah.
the Majora's Mask to Breath of the Wild.
But I mean, if the full team was working on that, because presumably they were, rather than having like a smaller team like Majora's Mask did, um, so Zelda might show up. It might not. We also very recently had Echoes of Wisdom, of course. So
which again was another team.
Jack was saying there's a rumor of a Breath of the Wild remaster. Do we need that?
Maybe, yeah, because I mean,
I,
technically speaking, Breath of the Wild was a Wii U game, but
yeah, but it ran very well on the Switch. Let's be honest here. I've got Animal Crossing as a 7 out of 10. A lot of people have been suspecting we might get a new Animal Crossing.
maybe a Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom bundle.
I mean, if they did like a next gen patch for the game, I could see that. Which is what they might have in terms of a remaster. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, Animal Crossing, I put 7 out of 10. I think Animal Crossing New Horizons was a big game, and it's been a while since we've heard anything Animal Crossings related. So, because that was basically the Switch seller because of the pandemic, I feel Nintendo might want to strike that particular one, to hit, hey, let's have a nice big Animal Crossing as either a launch or close to launch title to really get people to upgrade to the Switch 2. I could see them doing
to have Animal Crossing at least one on each system. I don't think there was one for the Wii U, but there was one for all the other systems.
No, the Wii U didn't have one. Did the Wii have? Yeah, the Wii did have one.
Yeah, the Wii had one. It was Wild World, I think.
Yeah, this is the thing. I never played Animal Crossings until New Horizons.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Animal Crossing.
I played it out of curiosity. I liked it enough.
Games that people dig, but
yeah. Then F-Zero. Now, I put that as 7 out of 10. I might actually change that to a 6. Because I think with F-Zero 99, I've said this before, I feel like the chance is now to have an F-Zero
revival
game. Yeah. Now feels like a really good time. Like they've got a better system with good hardware, fingers crossed. And I feel like
proven pedigree that people like this game. The F-Zero 99 has been very popular.
Exactly. That's why I kind of put it as a 7, but I think I'll change it to a 6. So I feel like now is a good time for an F-Zero game, but I can't guarantee we're going to get one. Metroid.
The thing that I remember hearing about the F-Zero is that the original creator doesn't want to make a new one just to have a new one. Well, he wants to have like a really solid idea for a new F-Zero, which they just have not been able to do since the GameCube.
I can understand
F-Zero
that.
99 is kind of like that one. Maybe that's the one gimmick that they were looking for.
I can understand that mentality. However, the argument against it is it's been so long since a proper F-Zero game. Just having one at this point is enough. Like, you don't have to have a fucking gimmick in every game. I know that's Nintendo's shtick. I know that's what they do. It's like, oh, gimmick or nothing. Go gimmick or go home.
But also, what can you do with F-Zero that they can't also do with Mario Kart?
Well, imagine if we did F-Zero 99, but it's a modern game. Like, online, massive, simultaneous, big races, but with big chunky graphics rather than emulated SNES graphics. I don't know. This is the thing. Maybe with F-Zero though, it has been so long. Just making a game should be enough, shouldn't it? I don't know, but yeah. And Metroid. I'm wondering if we're going to get more Prime 4.
I hope so. I hope. I mean, you could sort of go two ways with it. It's like the one way is that we just got that like small trailer at the last one, so there's not necessarily a reason that they would have more stuff. Maybe they just kind of show the trailer again, or just kind of have more of the same, or would they have more? Like, would they say more? Would they say that it's a launch title? That's the launch title that's coming with the release of the Switch 2, which was a bit of a speculation that we had, I believe. That it's like they didn't give us a date because it's going to be a launch title with a Switch 2. And it's like that's why they're giving us a date.
I
Haven't given us a
mean,
date yet.
yeah, that's the big idea. Like, is it going to be a multi-platform game? You know, like Zelda was back in the day, which it could be. Which is why I've kind of got it as an 8 out of 10 because I'm thinking like I'd be shocked if they didn't do this. This game's coming out so late in the lifespan, and it's a big game. Like I know Metroid has never been one of Nintendo's biggest hitters, but at the same time, it's like it has its fan base,
I believe
and
the sales of Dread did push it into the higher tier, though.
yeah, this is the thing. Dread is the first one to supersell, and I do believe Dread sold the best because I think prior to that, I want to say it was Prime One. Which was also a pretty big seller because it's like Metroid has grown as a franchise. It's not the tiny little borderline indie thing that it used to be. Thanks to Dread and the Prime games, I feel
Not
like
just that, not only because of Dread and the Prime games, but because of the growth of other indie Metroidvanias of people who love that type of game.
Also true. Also true. Because I remember it used to be a thing that we used to say that like Metroid it kind of created this entire genre, and
Metroid is having to compete with itself.
That's it.
Metroid is having to compete with the franchise.
But then Dread came out, and we were like, "Oh yeah."
With Samus Returns, it was kind of losing against itself. But Dread really does feel like they figured out how to keep up with the modern
I feel like the problem with I feel like the problem with Samus Returns was it was kind of Metroid 2, and Metroid 2 is a linear Metroid game, and so it kind of suffered for that. But with Dread, it was like there were no notes to work off of. It's like we can do what we want, and they did, and it was great. Not perfect, but it was very good. And as I've said before, I really want them to do a Metroid 3 remake. So you never know. We got Donkey Kong.
That's the thing is, do we need a Metroid 3 remake? Yes. I just would not mind having another Dread style game. I don't think we necessarily need a 3 make, because that. But again, that almost. I would say that almost feels like doing a Resident Evil 4 remake, which again they did, but it's because I feel like Super Metroid, it was kind of like set the stage of what modern Metroid should be. So it would be kind of why remake this game that was already so influential in the series that still holds up well.
I'd have to put an asterisk next to that. I think, like, I actually find it a little clunky and a little floaty these days, especially compared to the likes of Zero Mission and Fusion. Zero Mission especially feels so tight to control compared to Super, which feels very floaty. And I just feel like it's kind of the last remnant of the original trilogy that hasn't had some kind of remake or update. Because we got Zero Mission and we got Samus Returns. Let's round out the trilogy. Let's do Metroid 3 in the style of Metroid Dread before we move on to Metroid 6. I mean, it's either that or they're going to do that Metroid 4 one that they originally pitched. You know, so, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say no to that either. Like, taking Metroid 4 and making it non-linear and actually making it a proper Metroid game, that could be fun. You know. So, I don't know. Let's see what else with Donkey Kong. I don't know what the fuck's going on with Donkey Kong at the moment. We've had the remasters on the Switch, but other than that, it's kind of quiet. So there might be something. Star Fox, dead franchise? Question mark.
So Star Fox is kind of like very similar to Kid Icarus in that sense. Is like Kid Icarus Uprising. There's been talk of a new thing. We may see Masahiro Sakurai's new project.
That's why I put it at 3.
Kind of teasing that he's working on something.
Yeah. Then we got Luigi's Mansion. We could have a Luigi's Mansion 4 on the horizon. Obviously we had 10-minute countdown. We had 3 obviously, and we had the remaster of 2, which wasn't great, but whatever. So Luigi's Mansion 4, I wouldn't say no to. Pokemon, maybe again if we do get the cross-platform of Metroid, we might get the cross-platform of the new Legends game, maybe. Or maybe I'd be surprised if they do the next big generation game at this point. It feels too early for that, especially with the ZA right around the corner.
Possibly a teaser announcement.
Maybe a teaser, maybe, or it could just be something new. You know, just generally. I don't know on that one. Pikmin.
Pokken Tournament 2.
Well, it could happen. Hey, you never know. Pokken Tournament, was originally, that was on the Wii U originally, but it did get a Switch port, so could happen.
Well, technically speaking, it was on the arcade, but
Well, yeah, but it did get a console release, didn't it? Um, and then Pikmin, because again, Pikmin 4 came out, but Pikmin seems to be quite a slow franchise. You don't get them that often. But we have got Pikmin 1, 2, 3, and 4. The entire franchise is on the Switch. So, could happen. You never know. Were there any I
Pikmin is the
missed?
only one that's got a misspelling underline.
Well, yeah, because it's Pikmin, well, of
I
course.
know that, but
Were there any I missed? I'm trying to think of
um,
big franchises. Because I wrote this down quickly like 5 minutes before we started.
Earthbound.
Shut the fuck up. Um,
What, Earthbound?
yeah, look, stop it. Look, we're never going to get Mother 3, okay? It's never going to happen. Nintendo doesn't care. I don't care. I think it's overrated. Anything else? I mean, obviously, this is all main Nintendo stuff. I don't know if we're going to get any third-party games, which we
Balloon
might.
Fight, Excite Bike.
Are you going through a list of historical Nintendo properties right now?
In my head, yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think what else there could be.
Popeye.
Unlikely. I don't know. Listen, we got 7.5 minutes. I need to go to the bathroom real quick. I won't put up the be right back thing, but I will mute my mic. So I'll be back in a couple of secs.
So, chat, what are you excited to see? What do you think we're gonna? The third party big one you could announce would be Silksong. Yeah, there's talk about Silksong that everybody with a clown hat is talking about. Star Fox Adventures 2 rumor.
All right, I'm back. The only third-party big one they could announce might be Silksong. That's not going to happen since Nintendo did sort of buy it. I think Half-Life 3 is more realistic than Silksong. Wouldn't that be the ultimate fucking Valve move for them to announce Half-Life? Well, no, Half-Life 3 coming to Switch. I mean, we've apparently got that sort of mouse-like feature that people are speculating about. So.
Yeah, which I mean, that would be interesting because, like, if that is a feature, then seeing first-person shooters on the Switch, that would be like it's getting Doom: The Dark World, like the Dark Ages on the on the fucking Switch too.
I mean, technically speaking, we did have Doom Eternal, but it was one of those download and run online games. I think.
Oh.
I think I don't. I got it on PC for obvious reasons. It's a shooter. You buy it on PC because
exactly.
keyboard and mouse.
Which is why I'm saying that would be awesome.
It would be wild.
Would you do that with if it does have like a mouse control? I'm thinking maybe. I guess we'll see soon enough how exactly it works, but I would not be against having because I use my Switch at my desk, so I would have a mouse pad underneath it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it would certainly be an interesting feature. It's like it would probably have to be a thing you'd have to like play on the TV, and maybe you're supposed to use like your Switch screen as the thing, but then your screen's gonna get all scratched and stuff, isn't it?
So then you have to buy a new Switch.
Well, maybe no, they'll sell screen protectors or something like that, you know. So people saying there might be a Star Fox Adventures 2 rumor, but I don't believe that either. Absolutely not. I mean, a Star Fox Adventures remake might be a fun idea, but I do not think Star Fox Adventures was a big enough hit to justify either a sequel or even a remaster. Doom Eternal on the Switch wasn't a cloud version; they ported it fully. Did they? Or maybe I'm thinking it's like only part of it is on the cartridge and you have to download the rest. That might be a thing. I know that was a thing on some Switch games because people cheaped out for small carts. Because that was the thing with the Spyro Reignited trilogy. Only the first game was on the cart, and you had to download games 2 and 3.
That's
well, because they cheaped out and bought small Switch carts. So they could have had more expensive Switch carts that could have had all 3 games, but they cheaped out, and so you had to download them. Which is not great on a system that doesn't have great memory. That's the one thing I'm really hoping they do address.
It's just not a great idea in general, because like once the servers go down, you got a lump of plastic there.
Welcome to modern gaming.
Mm.
Okay, any last minute predictions as we count down the last couple of minutes here?
Let me quickly check my Nintendo stock.
Thing is, I laugh at that. You may actually have Nintendo stock.
No, I do. I got rid of my Tesla stock a couple years ago and bought Nintendo.
Okay, I'm trying to not get angry at the fact that you apparently had Tesla stock right now.
I pulled out when I realized that he was a fuck, and that's why I got rid of my Tesla stock, because he's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah. New Super Mario Brothers remake. It could happen. And it does make me wonder if, because it's why I put Mario as 10 out of 10, because I don't know if we're going to get a big Mario game, but we might get a smaller one. Because some people are speculating that we will get a Mario game. It won't be a release title. It'll be like a few months down the line. Because we didn't get Odyssey on release, did we? That was like... Because the Switch came out in like March, I think it was. And then Odyssey was like November, December time. Because that was when I got my Switch. Because Odyssey just looked way too good. I was like, fuck it, I've got to buy this game. Which, I mean, you know, points to him. Mario is supposed to be a system seller, and it certainly sold me, so...
Well, I bought mine at launch. And that was like the very first time that I ever bought a system at launch.
I think I bought most systems at launch I've had. I know the GameCube... not quite the N64. We didn't get that immediately, but we did get it close to launch. So yeah, GameCube, Wii.
I never had a GameCube. Which is why when I got my Wii, I was buying up all the secondhand GameCube games for dirt cheap.
Makes sense. I even got a Wii U at launch, I think, because you're talking to someone who is probably one of the few people who actually has a copy of Breath of the Wild on Wii U.
On Wii U, yeah.
Because obviously I didn't buy it on Switch because I didn't own a Switch. And I was like, well, I've got a Wii U. I might as well play it on that. So I did. All right, here we go. 25, 4, 23, 22. You've got the Breath of the Wild on Wii U and Switch, Jagoth? Yeah, me too. When I bought my Switch, I got a copy of Breath of the Wild with it. Well, I bought the Switch separately, because I always buy the console separately, not in a game bundle, because you just get a fucking code, and I hate that. Because that I found out with the Wii U, because I got the Zelda
18.
one. Oh, here we go. Anyway, Peggy 18. Ooh, bouncy.
You are a little bit ahead of me, unfortunately.
Am I?
I'm watching the US stream.
I'm on the UK one specifically. Ooh, there's a fancy new Direct intro. Nintendo Switch 2. What we got? Clouds! Mario Kart again. Okay. Do you want me to pause it for a few seconds so I'm tied in with you?
Yeah, like for like 5 seconds or so. 5.
Okay, hang on a sec. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that. It's Mario! Yeah, let's go! Okay, so Mario Kart 8. Or, no, 9, sorry. Woo!
Would this be, like, because I remember hearing rumors that this would be kind of an open world thing and just kind of drive around and do missions.
Oh, that would be different.
That does look really cool.
That might be fun.
These massive 24 racer.
I think that's kind of the thing that Mario Kart's going to be. It's like, you can't really change the formula too much at this point, but adding more racers so it's a bit more manic is always a fun idea. It looks good. Like
snowmobiles and jet skis.
It's looking very good. Oh, you can grind. Stealing from Sonic again. Oh, apparently you can play as a cow. Random. They got bird. Oh, you can take control of a big thing. What? So you can change your physical appearance in the what? What's the point of that? I mean, presumably it does something, but what? World! Literally, world! I think you're right. Open world. Ones to guide today's Nintendo Direct.
ゾウタです。任天堂スイッチ2のディレクターをしています。佐々木です。任天堂スイッチ2の本体設計を担当しています。最初にご覧いただいたのは任天堂スイッチ2の専用ソフトマリオカートワールドです。
Makes sense.
さて、新しいマリオカートはどんな風になっているんでしょう。
Open world by the name.
A brand new entry in the Mario Kart series is launching exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2. Welcome to this vast world. Kart races are held throughout various regions that span the globe. Depending on the time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change.
Weather? Ooh, that is new. Oh, I'm into this.
And in this Mario Kart game, you can go off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world.
As long as the levels flow well, that could be pretty cool.
In the classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses in a bid for first place. But don't sleep at the wheel. You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition. With 24 drivers in each race, the most in series history, the competition is gearing up.
Oh, that's going to be manic.
Introducing Knockout Tour. Race non-stop from one corner of the world to another.
They have to add so many characters to this, I guess.
I mean, if it increases
the last one had like 60 characters, which is kind of...
Can you make it all the way to the finish line?
Free roam.
You can also freely drive around this vast world in free roam. By going off-road, you can explore new areas and routes.
Free roam mode.
So drive wherever your heart takes you.
Nice. That's really cool.
You can also go for scenic drives with friends. And even take photos together at different...
Of course, there's a photo mode.
A brand new race across the entire world starts here. Mario Kart World! The game launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. More details about this title will be shared in an upcoming Mario Kart World Direct.
Mario Kart
so be on the lookout for more information in the future.
A specific Mario Kart World Direct.
Title,
yeah, launch
April
title.
17th. We got. Okay, no,
it's just a direct. For more information about it. Nice.
Will it have Twitter integration? No.
これはスイッチ2のジョイコンで
Joy-Con 2 controllers for Switch 2. Oh, Joy-Con 2.
右のジョイコン2には新たに C ボタン
Oh,
をつい
the
た
C button.
この C ボタンで皆さんを新しい体験
Okay, here we go. The mysterious C button. What's it gonna be? Hello. Thank you for reminding me. Together?
That was you. So quick.
Oh, they got chat integration.
Wait,
They already have that.
No.
Oh, maybe it's C for chat.
It's a push to talk. It's a dedicated push to talk
Introducing
button.
Game Chat, a
Game
new
Chat.
feature for Nintendo Switch 2.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hi, missed you.
Nintendo making their own Discord.
You'll be able to communicate with friends and family while
Which, I
playing
mean,
a game.
Should we follow you? Yeah.
They kind of need that.
Yeah, good for them.
For an adventure.
Assuming it works.
While using the Game Chat feature, your voice is recognized by a microphone built into the console.
Oh, okay. But you're still behind me, right? All right, let's keep going. Okay.
It can pick up your speaking voice clearly, even
Oh
from a
no, they're
distance.
gonna use it to spy on us.
All right, let's keep going. Let's go.
They'll be very bored.
Right here. Let's make a
When
left.
it's noisy around you, your voice will still come through clearly, letting you chat with ease.
How did you get hit by a boat?
Okay, nice.
It does look
We've arrived.
beautiful. It's
I like
open.
And you can use this feature in handheld mode too, letting you easily chat with friends and family.
Huh.
If you open the chat menu and turn on game screen sharing,
Hey,
Good job, good job. There we go, there we go.
you can also share your game screen.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see someone just like go on top of that dinosaur?
Really?
They can do that?
can do it.
You guys, I just did it.
Oh.
Oh shoot!
Oh wow.
Screen sharing, huh?
Okay, I got it.
That's cool.
So they really are making their own Discord.
Okay.
Which that also means you don't have to do like.
While
I
playing
mean,
different games.
you could do like split screen without having split screen.
Oh wow!
You could.
Like in the sky.
They
you
can
could
play
screen
different-
Watch if you really wanted
They've got
to.
different games as well. So you don't even have to be playing the same game to do it.
So it must be a. They must really be able to keep the
You can
video
adjust the
power.
size of
Well,
your
I mean,
game
the
screen.
frame rate's not great on their side,
Well,
but
you don't need good frame rate for them, do you? You just need a general idea of what they're doing.
Or expand another friend's game screen.
It's still choppy.
Wall that's to your left.
You're almost there, though.
It's just like the wall. Like if she gets past the wall.
This is where I have to do a little
What?
wall ride.
Okay.
So everyone can watch them play.
Oh, I think I know where you are. I think I know where you are. Wait.
Okay, I think we have
We're
to
together.
try that.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Let's take a picture here.
Okay,
Are you ready?
Smile.
yay.
Oh, yo, that's sick.
I like your pose, Meeks.
On the right Joy-Con 2 controller, there's an additional button.
Oh.
With the C button, you can pull up a chat menu.
Oh, dang.
A really
and of course a lot of this could
Guys,
just
I got a call
be
right now,
handled
so,
by
I'll
pinging
be
a
right back,
location
yeah?
in game, and then it appears in everybody's.
Here, you can quickly and easily mute yourself and more. And there's this.
Oh, Nintendo Switch 2
You
camera?
can also connect this camera to the console.
Well, I won't be buying that.
Hey,
Oh god, they're setting it up for streamers. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, sweet.
Hi, how's everyone doing? Good?
you
I'm
can
assuming it's automatically, like, green screened in that sense?
Yeah, which is it's a really common thing for a lot of cameras.
Jago just said connect.
Your-
Jago just said
your
connect
surroundings.
flashbacks.
adjust the camera.
Let's hope it works better than the Kinect.
Can you wait for me?
Nintendo Twitch 2.
Use your camera feed like this.
Twitch too.
That was good.
No,
Yeah, that
wait,
look- that
wait.
looks good.
Go
That
left,
looks
go
good.
left. Left,
Oh, wait,
left.
maybe
Okay.
if I go a little more this way. Oh.
Using Game Chat.
Huh.
Even when you're apart,
Okay,
you can play games and
that's
hang
kind
out
of
as if you
interesting.
were together in the same room.
It's a neat
Play together.
idea.
It's an idea. It's a
Multiplayer
good social
games.
idea. I wouldn't use it
No.
unless there's something that really cool
Chat
about
while
it.
playing your
But
personal favorites.
I mean, I don't play multiplayer games. Like, this is
Write your
not...
own rules for a retro game competition.
I can see people using
Online
this.
multiplayer, but I don't see that as a
All
necessity.
together,
Like
anytime,
that sort of a video
anywhere.
add-on.
It's a nice to have. I can see a lot of people using this. It's a good
いかが
feature.
でしたか？ゲームチャットはお友達やご家族などフレンドとのオンラインプレーをもっと身近にまるでその場で一緒に遊んでいるかのように楽しんでもらいたいとの思いから開発しました。先ほどの映像
Kane says, I'm not sure if I have enough friends to make it worthwhile. That's a mood.
Nintendo Switch 2と同日に発売します。
Alright,
ゲーム
alright.
チャットをご利用いただくには Nintendo Switch
Of course you're gonna have to have
オン
online
ラインになります
membership. Well, duh.
ですが少しでも多くの方に体験してもらいたい
That seems like a bad place to
無料
plug
で
it
ご
in.
利用いただける期間をご用意し
Oh,
ま
you
した。
can use it without membership for a limited time, of course.
ゲームチャットは見守りスイッチに対応しており、
31st
お
of
子さんがお
March
友達と遊ぶ際には
next year.
保護者の
That's
許可を必
interesting.
要とするなど、さまざまな設定
If
が
that's-
可能になっています。
Huh.
Lasts for a full, essentially a full year.
もう一
Depends
つ
on when it
ご
releases.
家族やお友達とゲームを遊ぶ新しい
Wait,
体
that's
験
what they
を
did
ご
with the
紹介します
Switch as well.
任天堂スイッチではソフトが1本しかなくても
If you just have
ジョイ
one
コンを
game,
お裾
you
分
can
け
pass
して
Joy-Con
遊ぶこと
controllers to
が
your
で
friend
き
and
ます
play
が
together. Yes.
任天堂スイッチ2ではさらに
You can play together locally on multiple consoles using just one game. Ooh,
お裾分け通信が
local game sharing. Again, that's a nice feature.
スイッチ2はもちろんスイッチでも受け取ることができ、最大4台でプ
Local
レイできます。
wireless.
That is cool. Yeah.
So one person has a game, but it has multiplayer, but you can share it with people locally. Yeah, that's good.
Which that was a thing that you could do on the DS, but like the other players would just have like the download play thing.
It's
Like
a-
Mario
it's-
Kart, you could do download play, but you could only play as Shy Guy.
Feature is planned for several titles, starting with a free update for 51 worldwide games on Nintendo Switch. So, game share update. So they are planning to update a bunch of games.
So it's on a case-by-case basis, but that's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
任天堂スイッチ2の本体をご紹介
To
し
show
ま
you
す。
the console
映
itself.
像をご用意しましたのでご覧ください。
Bigger screen. Same thickness.
At 7.9 inches,
I'm way too
Switch
immature
2
for
has
this.
a bigger built-in screen. Here's how that compares
Down
to
with the
Nintendo
thickness?
Switch. The console's thickness remains the same.
High definition.
With approximately double the pixels compared to Switch, you can enjoy games in greater detail on the 1080p screen.
1080p. Wow, we finally hit 10 years ago. 120 frames?
The screen supports up to 120 frames per
Wow.
second, allowing for smoother gameplay in supported titles.
Fair enough. Vivid LCD HDR
LCD
support.
screen is more vivid and supports HDR, providing more contrast between light and dark areas of the images.
Okay, nice, I guess. Magnetics.
The all-new Joy-Con 2 controllers connect magnetically.
Okay.
Strong magnets keep the controllers firmly attached to the console. Detach your controller easily by pressing the release button on the back.
Magnets.
The SL and SR buttons are
Oh,
bigger
that's
for
good.
greater comfort and control.
Those were always
when with
small.
the Joy-Con 2 held horizontally.
Larger control stick.
The left and right sticks are now larger.
Mouse control.
Each Joy-Con 2 controller can be used as a mouse
Yeah.
to play in compatible games.
We
Both
kinda
the
saw
left
that
and
coming.
Right Joy-Con 2 support mouse controls.
Well, they have no drift, no stick
By
drift.
adjusting the audio balance between the
Who
range
knows?
Each controller.
sounds from the built-in
Yeah, both controllers, it looks like.
and more natural in handheld.
So I
and
guess if you're
It's gonna be
left-handed or...
like these things are gonna make $140 for a set, though.
It has a built-in microphone, so you can voice chat with
I mean,
friends.
I guess it's good if you're left-handed or right-handed.
It also uses noise-canceling technology to filter sound.
Built-in mic,
So
okay.
your voice will come through.
Noise cancelling is pretty good. It's not essential, but it's nice.
Even if you don't have a surround sound system, games
Everyone's
can
complaining about Joy-Con drift.
three-dimensional sound, as if it were coming from all around you.
CD audio only available 3D games.
You stand. Freely adjustable.
Place your Nintendo Switch 2 however you like with a large, sturdy stand.
Yeah, the stand on the Switch one always felt kind of flimsy.
Yeah, well, the OLED Switch had a better one.
In addition to the USB
It was that
port
style.
on the bottom of the console, there's
So
one
we've got
on
two
top of the
USB-C ports now. Nice.
handy for connecting a USB-C cable.
See, I never got an OLED
USB-C
Switch.
ports.
I never got an OLED Switch,
Charging in
so
tabletop mode.
never saw the point. Larger, faster storage.
Nintendo Switch 2 comes with 256
gigabytes of storage.
8 times that of Nintendo Switch.
Nice.
Storing downloads, save data, and more.
Still doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a nice to have.
So faster.
I thought that said something else for a
Use
second.
the Nintendo Switch 2 dock to connect to your TV and enable up to 4K resolution for compatible games.
Nice.
HDR is also supported in TV mode.
HD. Wow. 4K.
Interesting dock design.
The Nintendo
The
Switch
back
2
is
dock
gonna
has a
slides
built-in
off.
fan that keeps your console cool.
It's got built-in
This
fan.
helps keep performance stable.
Interesting. Play
On
compatible.
Nintendo Switch 2, you can play Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games.
Mhm. Do they get an update? I'm not going that far yet. Switch 3 will be liquid cooled. Okay. I mean, it's got the bigger memory card. That's all we wanted. How old am I calling it a fucking memory card?
How's the battery? They mentioned the battery?
No, they didn't.
任天堂スイッチをバージョンアップしたものではなく、本体設計を一から行い、新たな遊びの機能を盛り込みました。そしてスイッチ2のことをもっと深く知ってもらいたいと思い、とあるゲームを開発しているのですが。
Oh, new game.
川本さん。
はーい。
Sounds like they got one of those demo type games.
そのゲームのフィールドなんですが、そのタイトルは任天堂スイッチ2の秘密展
Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome
スイ
Tour.
ッチ2の専用ゲームです。私はここにいたんですね。では皆さんをこのゲームにお招きしましょう。
What the fuck?
ハテナがいっぱい並んでいます。ちょっと覗いてみましょう。
It's probably going to be like a...
磁石は
Where are the magnets?
という話題ですが、本体とジョイコン2は磁石によってくっつくんです。
This is probably going to be like one of those downloadable little things, isn't
実
it?
は本体にだけ入っているんです。一方、ジョイコン2は SL
Maybe I'm just old-fashioned, but I always get nervous with magnets around technology. I know magnets are like better these days.
間に強い磁気回路ができるので、本体とジョイコン2は簡単には取れません。
It's not that I'm nervous, but it seems like there's ways to
do it without that.
just do it mechanically instead of through magnets. Because like the Joy-Cons on the Switch was like impossible for them to come off because the weight, unless like the actual rail broke.
マウス機能とジャイロセンサーの組み合わせでできる遊びです。
That's pretty cool.
秘密展ではミニゲームやデモを楽しみながら体感することもできるんです。秘密の種類はスイッチ2ならではの特徴から言われないと気づかないような細かな技術までたくさんあります。任天堂スイッチ2と同日にダウンロードソフトとして発売します。興味のある方はぜひ遊んでみてください。
Did I say it was paid?
続いて、任天堂スイッチ2の周辺情報について
Share
お
more
伝えしま
information.
す。
Paid digital? What the fuck?
It did say paid.
形状は
You're definitely behind me
Why?
again.
That's like
色が赤くなり
that should be included. That should be like what they did with the on the PS5.
続いてメモリーカードです
Next up is additional storage. Switch 2 will only work with micro SD
It's
Express.
it's advertainment. It should not be paid.
Different type of SD card make high-speed data
新しい
transfers
規格で
possible.
高速なデータ通信が可能となります。これまでスイッチでお使いになっていたマイクロ SD カード
Oh
を
goody, that means we gotta buy extra
ご注意
ones.
ください。
Hopefully not for a
ま
while.
たスイッチからスイッチ2への
Transfer data from Switch to Switch 2. Login Nintendo account uses system transfer feature.
セーブデータや
Regular micro
などが
SD
転
doesn't.
送できる
Okay.
丸ごと転送機能が
That's
使え
kind
ま
of
す。
silly.
そ
Mm.
して新しいプロコントロ
Ooh,
ーラーが
Nintendo
登場し
Switch
ます。
2 Pro controller.
ゲームチャットを起動する C ボタンと
All the expensive peripherals you could ever want.
CLGR ボタンが増えました。
Nintendo Switch
さらに
Pro.
ヘッドホンマイク端子も追加しています。このダイレクト終了後に公式ホームページを公
Ooh,
開します。
Geo.
また私たち3人が任天堂
Okay.
スイッチ2の開発についてお話しする
Yeah, I've seen them start adding those. I've seen a lot of. They call
合
them
わせてご覧
paddle
いただければ
buttons.
と思います。
ここで任天堂スイッチ2の発売日をお伝えします。
Oh,
任天堂スイッチ2の発売日は6月5日です。
June the 5th.
皆さんで遊んでもらえる日が来ることを
That's not that long away.
お待ちにしています。
A lot of people were expecting
お
May.
待ちください。
June 5th.
任天堂スイッチ2で遊べるソフトには大きく3つの種類があります。まずは任天堂スイッチ2の専用ソフトです。スイッチ2の性能や特徴を生かしたゲームをプレイいただけます
Mm-hmm.
2つ目は
Only like
任天
2
堂
months.
スイッチで発売した
Nintendo
ソフト
Switch
です
games.
3つ目は任天
Switch
堂
2 edition games are a third type.
スイッチで発売したいくつ
Some
かの
games
タ
to
イ
be
トル
released on the Switch will receive upgraded versions.
スイッチ2ならではの
Offer
遊びを
things like
追加
improved
して
visuals, unique ways to play on
お
Switch
届けし
2
ます
and more.
ではここでスーパーマリオパーティージャンボリーの任天堂スイッチ2エディションを
Yeah, but do we have to pay for these or not?
こちらを
That's what I want to know. We kind of already knew about this.
Super Mario Party Jamboree is getting an upgrade on Nintendo Switch 2. The upgrade expands on the base game and adds new features, including mouse controls,
Mouse controls. Makes sense.
audio recognition,
Audio recognition?
more expressive rumble, and gameplay that uses a camera accessory, all of which can be accessed on Switch 2. Let's check out 3 new and updated modes. First up is Mario Party mode. With a single camera, up to 4 players can join the festivities. You'll be able to see each other's faces as you play, so you can experience
Runaway
all
guy
the
is going to love
reactions
this.
and emotions in real time.
Is he?
Or 4 friends can take the party online.
Their YouTube channel that like one of their long-running popular series is
Up
Mario
next,
Party.
It's Bowser Live,
right.
a mode where the livelier team wins. Bowser will bring you on stage 2. Hit blocks to collect the most coins. Guide an RC car with your voice.
Bowser Live.
And compete in other mini-games using full body movement and sound.
This is just the Kinect.
Take a ride on the mouse-controlled
Isn't it?
carnival coaster.
This is the fucking Kinect.
Bar lowered and
It's the
secured.
Kinect, but like
You're
they gave a shit about making it
Use
fun.
mouse
You
controls
know,
to shoot down enemies while you
like,
feel
the
the
Kinect
bumps and
was an
rumbles
interesting
of the
idea, but they
coaster.
just didn't fucking care about actually making it interesting or fun or
When you
anything.
enter a pipe,
Nintendo
a
knows how to
minigame
actually
will
do that.
begin. There's a bouldering game where 2 players each control an arm, and one where you shake a can of spray paint and quickly tag objects. Enjoy the thrill of these intuitive minigames. How quickly can you reach the station? From minigames that use a camera, the built-in microphone, mouse controls,
Somehow the Kinect returned.
and Rumble, the biggest party yet is getting even bigger. Super Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus Jamboree TV, launches on Nintendo Switch 2, July 24th. Nintendo Switch 2 players who already own Super
like I
Mario
was-
Party
Yeah, there it is.
It's
Purchasing an
like
upgrade.
a mouse that you
Switch
can't
2
just do
edition
with
plus
the
Jamboree
like
TV
Wii,
by
like the
purchasing
Wii
an
pointer, but in
upgrade
this
pack.
case they don't really have the Wii pointer.
みんなの
They said that you gotta buy an upgrade.
新たなマリオパーティーをお楽しみ
You were
に
talking, so you interrupted me, but they just said you gotta buy an
任
upgrade.
天堂スイッチ2エディションをご紹介します
You can't get an upgrade pack though, so.
Oh, Breath of the Wild!
ブレスオブザワイルドと
And Tears of the Kingdom.
それぞれの任天堂スイッチ2エディションでは解像度やフレームレートが向
Enhanced
上し
resolution and frame rates? I should bloody hope so.
鮮やかな色合いを表現できる
Ooh,
HDR
HDR.
にも対応するなどより高精細で滑らかなグラフィックでプレイいただけるようになりますさらにハイラルの
Even more
冒
adventure
険を
using
深く
Zelda
楽しめる
Notes?
ゼルダノーツが使えるようになりますゼルダノーツとはスマートフォンアプリ任天堂スイッチアップからご利用いただける
it's just an app thing.
任天堂スイッチ
Zelda
2エディ
Notes?
ション
What?
専用のコンテンツです例えばまだ訪れたことがない祠などいろんな場所に案内してくれたり
Guidance activated.
Current Nintendo Switch Online app will be
Proceed
renamed.
north.
Oh.
So this assumes you don't have access to the internet and
他にも
Game FAQ, I
作っ
guess.
たものを QR コードでシェアして
Well, I mean, it's kind of like that app that they had for
他の
Fallout
人のゲーム
4.
内で再現したり
I have never had a phone that can use apps, So I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
Zelda GPS. It kind of is, actually.
Well, there was an app for Fallout 4 that it was designed to actually integrate with the game, so you could use your phone as a to interact with Pip-Boy.
I forgot about Kirby.
Stuff and navigate the map on your phone.
Kirby.
Forgotten Land, Switch 2 edition. Okay.
Star-Crossed World. So it's kind of a sequel story?
So it's all like DLC with the original game. So I mean,
Prime. Stop talking. It's Prime. Switch 2 edition. Standard control. You can use mouse controls in Prime.
Oh, that's yes, please.
4K, 60 frames per second. Well, I guess I'm getting a Switch 2.
Yeah, that was my trepidation. It's like, am I gonna get this for the? But no, I'm getting this just for Metroid.
Oh, Pokemon Legends. It's called it. I mean, at least with games that haven't released yet, we don't have to buy the upgrade. We can just get the Switch 2 version.
Right.
Because presumably the upgrade is going to be like a download.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bit irritating.
We can get it as a download, or I think you can buy like a physical version that's just an upgrade of the
physical and digital versions. You're already on the Switch versions of a game. You can play the Switch 2 version by purchasing an upgrade pack. Yeah, so these are paid updates. I mean, they're not just upgrades. It looks like they are trying to add new content for some of them as well. But
what's the upgrade pack gonna cost? Because
they haven't said that.
Probably.
It's gonna be $10 or something like that.
Okay, mouse control. Show me what you got.
Drag X Drive.
Okay. Oh, that's weird. Drag drive. Arms Paralympics edition.
I was just thinking that. I was trying to think of a joke more like Rocket League.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Why?
It's wheelchair basketball, which I mean I know is a thing, but
it's very much a thing. Isn't it an Olympic sport? Summer. That's nice and specific. Is this going to be a full game, or is this going to be like a downloading game thing? It feels a bit too limited for just a full game. Oh, some Nintendo Switch games from our publishing and development partners. So this is third-party stuff. Oh my god! I'm not even going to say this one. A fucking Elden Ring!
Wow.
On Switch!
The rays of grace that guide you through your burden.
I mean,
sorry, that completely surprised me.
Why not? But I mean, like anybody who's already played Elden Ring has already played it.
May you take the throne.
Yeah, I mean, you know, most people who've already played it will have already played it, you know, in the sense that they'll have already got it.
Tarnished Edition, who's the one who has the
DLC. Oh, Hades 2.
Our first ever sequel introduces the Princess of the Dead, an immortal witch.
I haven't played Hades 1. I need to play that.
You'll battle beyond the underworld to the ends of the earth, getting to know dozens of characters from Greek myth in a story that reacts to your every setback and victory. It's the kind of game you can quickly pick up and play whether you're experienced with the original or not. Look for more about Hades 2 later this year.
Isn't that already out in early access?
カプコンの中山です。
Capcom?
我々がお届けするタイトルは、ストリートファイター6です。
Street Fighter 6. Fair enough.
本体を持ち寄っての
Do not care.
what's Capcom telling
新モード
us?
もあります。
Oh.
It's just Street Fighter 6.
総勢26キャラクターを収録した Years 1、2、
Street Fighter 6です。
2バージョンをさらにゲームと連動するアミーボとアミーボ
Enjoy everything from Supergiant. Supergiant are one of the few games companies where I'm like, yeah, they're just good, you know?
Initiating Arsenal boot sequence. Weapon safety mechanism confirmed.
New still dick and new amiibo.
Levels. Testing data link with spine. Normal. Commencing launch.
After 2 long wars where our freedom was restricted, we will finally be liberated from humans.
I'm in need of a new arsenal, new equipment, and money. I'm for sale, and you're buying.
Rebels!
Arsenal.
Thanks for the warm welcome!
This planet will be ours.
The sovereign axiom. The Trinity
Daemon X Machina?
has almost completed a weapon that was created to destroy all humanity.
No! Because we're in the middle of a war. Don't you get it?
I won't just stop you.
I'll tear you apart!
All children bring hope to our lives, don't they?
Daemon X Machina. Fair enough, whatever.
Hey, this is Joseph Forrest from Hazelight.
I didn't play any of the Daemon X Machina.
Split Fiction to come to
No,
Nintendo
Split
Switch 2.
Fiction.
The game
I've heard decent things. It's basically It Takes Two, but not. I haven't played It Takes Two, really, because I don't have that, you know, friends.
And it's up to you and a friend to help them break free.
I have not heard good things about Split Fiction.
I've heard it's like just like It Takes Two, but just not as good. But I don't know. I haven't played It Takes Two, so.
At EA Sports, we're bringing fans together across the world, both on the pitch and on the gridiron. We're excited to announce the EA Sports FC.
Well, Entire seems to like Split Fiction, so there you go.
Madden NFL will also be arriving on the Nintendo platform. EA Sports, it's in the game.
EA, yeah.
No, it's not. It's in the game. It's not in the game.
EA, Japanese for no.
To Nintendo Switch 2. With enhanced graphics and
Fuck Hogwarts Legacy.
You'll be immersed in the Wizarding World like never before. And the new mouse controls on Switch 2 give you even more ways to experience the adventure.
No one cares.
Yeah, literally no one gives a shit.
Discover the enhanced magic when Hogwarts Legacy launches on the same day as Switch 2.
Captain, is that mic supposed to be on?
This control's okay.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. Nice. I was gonna buy that because I'm a big fan of Tony Hawk's. Then I found out they're half-assing the version of Tony Hawk's 4, and I'm like, pass. Because Tony Hawk's 4 was the first one in the series that didn't have the time limit, but
right.
They
had like the kind of open world thing.
Yeah, they had a kind of open world thing with missions and stuff. But the version of 4 has the... What the fuck? The version of 4 does have a time limit for some reason. Because it's just a lazy thing.
We are bringing our flagship title, Hitman World of Assassination, to Nintendo Switch 2.
Hitman.
As the best
Never played a Hitman game.
Agent 47 does everything he can to accomplish his mission.
I am not good at stealth
how each
games.
mission progresses will vary depending
I'm better at them now than I used to be.
Our ever-expanding game will release on the same day.
The problem I have with stealth games is that you never know if something that you're doing in-game would be noticed based on what the game actually determines to be detection, or what should logically be determined.
I mean,
detection.
the good.
You don't know what level of logic you're working at.
Good stealth games will give you some kind of detection meter.
But you can also argue that, well, you don't know you can't see the view range in real life, so.
Project 007?
Yeah,
the
view
world's
cones.
favorite
Yeah.
spy is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, so stay tuned.
What is that?
James Bond.
Felt like I should have muted the audio.
Shadow that never fades is reborn.
Ooh, Square Enix.
Bravely Default returns.
Oh, Bravely
Is that
Default.
Bravely?
Yeah, Bravely
Yeah, it's
Default.
Bravely Default.
I've never played it.
They're good if you like job-based systems.
I guess it depends on what they're like.
Have you played Octopath?
No.
Oh.
Square Enix presents the classic fantasy RPG.
I liked Bravely Default, but it was really padded.
Set foot in Luxembourg as a warrior of light once more.
Okay, they should be doing more of these.
Yakuza 0.
Yeah, they should be doing more of these ports of DS games onto the Switch too. Upscaled shit. That's good.
I mean, we've been saying we wanted a port of Samus Returns.
Yeah, Samus Returns. That would be awesome.
That'd be good, actually.
Wanting to play through it again, but I just fucking can't on that tiny ass screen.
More games to show from our partners. For now, we'll introduce games being developed in collaboration with Nintendo. What do you mean in collaboration with Nintendo? You are Nintendo! Alright, we've got some proper Nintendo games now. What we got? Ooh, Zelda?
When the
What?
Zonai, who descended from the heavens, joined hands with the
Koei
Hylians,
Tecmo.
who dwelled on the surface, their union led to a great and prosperous kingdom.
Is this a Hyrule Warriors?
It
But in
could, yeah,
time,
it,
a terrible
yeah.
evil arose.
The
Yeah.
Zonai, that's Tears of
It's gonna be Hyrule Warriors.
Fought to vanquish this evil.
Yeah.
Hyrule Warriors,
One
Tears of
which
the
future generations
Tears of
recall.
Hyrule Warriors.
The imprisoning
'Cause
war.
that's what Koei Tecmo is about. They're like the Dynasty Warriors guys.
Perhaps you truly have traveled back in time.
These voice actors do not sound the same.
So that's Hyrule Castle? Then
Story.
that must mean this really is the past.
Yeah, so it's Hyrule Warriors, but it's set in the past bit with when Zelda
You're
went into
playing
time.
as the Zelda on Zelda's timeline.
You actually get to play as Zonai. Nice. Minoru. Okay.
Yeah, the whole thing about Dynasty Warriors is you have to really like cutting through dozens, hundreds of swaths of enemies. That's like the big draw, is just having like dozens of enemies on screen to slaughter.
I own
Imprisonment.
I own both of the previous Hyrule Warriors games. I've never touched them. I keep trying to, but I just don't feel like it.
封印戦争その知られざる真実を描いた本作にご期待ください。ここで任天堂スイッチオンラインについてお知らせです。
Nintendo Switch
任
Online.
天堂スイッチオンラインはスイッチ2でも引き続きご利用いただけます。そして任天堂スイッチオンラインプラス追加パックにスイッチ2専用の加入者特典を新たにご用意しました。こちらをご覧ください。
You better fucking be able to.
It looks like they're expanding it. GameCube games.
Oh.
Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack will be getting a new classic game library exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo GameCube,
I mean, it's about bloody time.
Here are the titles that will be available at launch.
What they got?
A Legend of Zelda.
Oh, Wind Waker, nice.
Cartoon come to life through cell shading.
Okay, the GameCube only works on Nintendo Switch 2.
Link set sail
Well,
on
yeah.
an adventure across the Great Sea. The Legend of
Wind
Zelda.
Waker, yeah.
The Wind Waker. Transcending history and
Soul Calibur 2.
I still have my Wii set up, so
in this 3D
I could theoretically
game,
play this right
each
now.
fighter comes equipped with a different weapon. And Link from the Legend of Zelda
Soul Calibur
series
2, I have that
enters
as
the
well.
fray. Soul Calibur 2. Experience a world
F-Zero
of
GX
racing at speeds over 2,000 kilometers per hour. 30 machines will put it all on the line in death-defying races. Featuring the series' first machine customization and story mode, get ready to experience F-Zero GX. In games that support multiplayer, up to 4 can play together locally or online.
F-Zero GX.
Enjoy these classic games with clearer image quality and higher resolution
online,
than the
okay.
original releases. You can also check the controls for each title and
that it?
customize them to your liking.
Is it just 3 games? I'm sure there'll be more in time.
Titles will be added
no.
in the future.
No, okay. More titles in the future, of course.
Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics, the Switch 2
Pokemon
exclusive game
XD,
library coming
Super Mario
to
Sunshine,
Nintendo
Fire Emblem
Switch
Path of
Online plus
Radiance.
expansion pack
It's a bit rare.
launches the same day as
Luigi's
the hardware's
Mansion,
release.
Pokemon Coliseum.
And a dedicated controller designed after the original GameCube controller will also be released.
And they're releasing a GameCube
Connect
controller.
wirelessly and also has a C button to
That
quickly
is
access
actually
game chat.
can be useful because the
Nintendo
GameCube has a really
controller,
weird mapping.
Exclusively available for Nintendo Switch Online members, will also be available the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
That's fair
当
enough.
時
Of course.
遊んでいただいた方はもちろんプレイしたことがない方も任天堂ゲームキューブ、任天堂クラシックスを
Smash
Smash
players.
players will be. Oh God, yes.
If they release Melee, they might not.
If they have Smash for Switch 2, which I don't see why they wouldn't.
それでは引き続きソフトメーカー
More
さんの
games
タイトル
from
をご覧
publishing and
ください
development partners. I do wonder if we're going to get a port of Ultimate at some point. What the fuck? Oh, this is Deltarune. I don't care. Never played Undertale, never played Deltarune. I don't care.
Deltarune. Chapter 1 is waiting, Chapter 2 is waiting.
I'm Randy from Gearbox.
Oh, fuck off, Randy.
I should just play through Undertale at some point. I know it's not that long of a game.
Nintendo Switch 2. Borderlands is back.
I kind of haven't played it out of protest because the fandom is so obnoxious.
Yeah.
We're still in development, and it's already the most ambitious Borderlands game we've ever made. Borderlands 4.
I never got around to playing Borderlands 3
We'll be sharing a lot of the
because
game in the months
I never got around to finishing the pre-sequel. Which
Yeah,
I know you
got
don't.
burnt out on the pre-sequels. Haven't
The
touched
pre-sequel is so boring.
Releasing a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Sid Meier's
Like 1 is okay but a bit flat. 2 was actually really good. But pre-sequel was so fucking dull I couldn't finish it.
new mouse controls, players can enjoy a more intuitive gameplay experience. Civ 7
Civ
launches
7.
on the same day as Switch
You
2.
have that on PC, don't you?
And if you already own the Nintendo
Not
Switch
Civ 7.
you can experience mouse controls on Switch 2.
Because 7's the new one.
The upgrade.
Like the released last month new one.
Even more news
Right.
from 2K.
Hi, I'm Lionel Jinks.
And I'm Ben Bishop.
Our final announcement for today is that WWE 2K is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Wow.
Plus NBA 2K as well.
We can't wait to see you in the ring.
And on the court.
4 kids find this old tattered man.
Off they went, armed with nothing but youthful enthusiasm and a profound
No one
lack of
cares.
preparation. Boom! Terrible at steering a raft. Let's slay some trees. Awesome! You nailed it! Hook, line, and sinker. Tastes amazing, doesn't it? Really have started to master this survival thing. Next stop, the top. Ha! Nicely done. Well, I think that's everything. Let's set sail. This time, for home.
My stream froze.
Oh, has it?
Hi.
Quick, refresh.
I did. It's not. Yeah, it's happening.
Oh dear.
Here's the first look.
You're not missing much.
No, yeah, but I.
It's just entered the Gungeon.
Countless bullets and aim for the Gungeon's depths in our roguelike shooter sequel. Now reloaded in a new 3D art style.
Switch to Nintendo UK. I'll switch over to the UK one.
Alright. Seems to be going alright for me.
Into the Gungeon.
Share more with you in the future.
Yeah, it froze in the middle of that island game.
You didn't miss much.
The audio continued, but not the video.
Oh, Astroneer?
Huh.
I think. Is that Astroneer? Looks like Astroneer. Although I don't remember Astroneer looking like this.
Astroneer 2.
It might be. It might actually be. Which is weird because they've been updating Astroneer 1 over and over and over again. Oh, Starseeker Astroneer Expeditions coming 2026. So that must be like a online version of it?
Hello, my name is Adam Badowski from CD Projekt Red. We are delighted to bring the immersive world of the dark future to Nintendo players for the first time.
Cyberpunk 2077 on the Switch.
2027 Ultimate Edition. I mean, if it's got a mouse control and it's it would be surprising if the Switch 2 may become my new first-person shooter system. Because my computer is not. I can't play newer stuff on my computer right now.
Square Enix. What you got?
If it can handle it. Ooh, Square Enix.
Final Fantasy VII
Remake.
Oh, okay, remake and rebirth.
Well, remake integrate first.
Remake integrate.
Rebirth may come later.
再創作された新しい FF7 を体験いただきます。スイッチ2で展開する FF7 リメイクシリーズにぜひご期待ください。
Now we're just getting a bunch of quickfire stuff, I suppose. Hollow Knight Silksong 2025.
Hollow Knight Silksong.
Yeah, only 2025.
Wild Hearts. Witchbrook. Okay. Oh, we play Tetris 2S. Okay. Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah, it's just quickfire stuff, really. I mean, a lot of these...
Shadow Labyrinth looks so fucking weird.
A lot of these were announced in the last Direct, so I think it's like...
kind of
saying, hey, it's also coming to Switch too. I mean, a lot of these are probably download games anyway. Oh, Fortnite? I suppose it was on the last one, wasn't it? Actually, I don't know, it's because
they didn't have Fortnite on...
Hey, Layton and New World of Steam. 2025.
Human fall flat.
Mm-hmm. Click. Got a lot of games so far. This game will be the last from our publishing and development partners. Saving this one for a big one, are they?
Please take a look. Someone did.
Yes. Don't recognize it.
Liza P?
I give you my blood.
Bloodborne 2.
I give you my life. Turn a wheel and transport him to a night of moonlight, to humanity's very dusk.
I don't recognize it. I don't know. It's from Software.
What?
Is this Bloodborne?
This can't be Bloodborne.
Is it Bloodborne 2?
I thought Bloodborne was a Sony friend. Unless it's just like a new...
It could be a new IP that's like Bloodborne. It doesn't look like Bloodborne though. Like, I've never played Bloodborne, but I've seen people play it. It looks like... I don't know.
It looks like a FromSoft game.
It is a... It said... It,
very similar. I mean, it looks like...
It's specific...
same vein as like Bloodborne or Elden Ring.
Yeah, but it specifically did say From Software.
Yeah.
I think it's a new game. Because it looks like you're a vampire of some kind. I mean, From Software making
it's the new Soulsborne.
It's the new Soulsborne.
Soulsborne.
Yeah. But if it's a Switch 2 exclusive, holy shit.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
God, if Switch 2 gets an exclusive From Software game.
My stock is going to go up so far.
The moon tears will flow for one, and one alone.
The Duskbloods.
The Duskbloods.
Yeah, I literally just said that.
Well, you're a few seconds ahead of me. Rat.
With rings. 2026. Okay. Available only on the Switch 2. Huh. Oh, a lot of people are going to be buying Switch 2 for that.
Yeah, that's going to be big.
That's huge.
ソフトメーカーさんのタイトルの紹介は以上です。ご出演いただいた開発者の皆様、また今回の発表に映像をいただいたソフトメーカーの皆様、本当にありがとうございます。ご覧いただいた以外にも、任天堂スイッチ2に向けて多くのゲーム開発を進めていただいています。今後もたくさんのタイトルをご紹介していきますので、
I do look forward to it.
続いてはこちらの映像をご覧ください。
What we got?
Yes, that was the last partner one. This the last one is first party.
Kirby? Kirby? It looks like a Kirby star.
It's a dead Kirby star.
Kirby! It's little Kirbo. Oh, he's trying to get it going again.
Oh, is that Smash? Is that Smash Brothers?
It might be Smash Brothers, but it... What the?
Air Ride.
Oh, Air Ride.
Air Ride.
New Air Ride game? That's a big deal. Wasn't the last one on the 64 or something?
The only one was on the GameCube.
Oh, GameCube. Air Riders. Sequel! Air Riders 2. Or Air Ride 2, or whatever. Masahiro Sakurai, that's what he's been working on.
Huh.
There you go. 2025.
任天堂ゲームキューブのカービィのエアライド以来22年ぶりに完全新作が登場します。桜井さんが手掛けるカービィのエアライダーにぜひご期待ください。次が最後の
Oh, and the last one. What you got? What you got? What you got?
We don't know how to feel about that. Next is our last. Okay, make it good.
What is this? What?
Those are Pikmin.
Don't think it's Pikmin. This is Inga Isle?
Is this something brand new?
Donkey Kong?
Ingot Isle. This has monkeys.
Donkey Kong.
Okay, yeah.
6 out of 10, I said. Wow, big 3D Donkey Kong game. Donkey Kong does Breath of the Wild. Actually, it kind of is. What the?
His design is much closer to that from the movie.
I think that's what Nintendo... You can deform the environment.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, they've gone back to more of his classic design rather than the one that Rare made. Which, fair.
Yeah, he looks very much more like Donkey Kong Jr.
Oh, this looks neat.
That may not even be Donkey Kong. That may be a different... That may be a different Kong. He just happens to wear the DK tie.
I'm pretty sure it's Donkey Kong. They're trying to make him a lot more expressive.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Bananza. I get it.
Bananza.
17th of the 7th.
ご覧いただいたのはドンキーコングの新しい 3D アクションゲームドンキーコングバナンザです。唯一無二のパワーで敵も壁も地面も全てを破壊しながら巨大な地下世界を突き進みます。詳細は
That could be really cool, actually.
ここまでご覧いただきありがとうございます。
改めてになりますが、Nintendo Switch 2の発売日は
June the 5th. So it's only 2 months away.
発売する本体のご紹介です。まずは Nintendo Switch 2の本体です。 これに加え、ダウンロード版のマリオカートワールドが
Mario Kart World feels like a good game to start with.
詳しくはダイレクト終了後に公開する公式ホームページをご覧ください。
駆け足になりましたが、今回お伝えする内容は
All we have to share for today. Thank God, because I really need to go to the bathroom.
お待ちいただくことになりますが、任天堂スイッチ2を皆さんにご体験いただけることを今からとても楽しみにしています。
Made you think of Wreck-It Ralph? I thought of Wreck-It Ralph as well when I was watching that Donkey Kong
he
game.
did have kind of a Wreck-It Ralph vibe.
Well, there you go. Huh. That was pretty good, I'd say. Yeah, I can't complain at all. I mean, I could, but okay.
Would have liked more Metroid Prime.
Well,
stuff,
we now know
Duskbloods. That was the big surprise. Is Duskbloods? Like,
yeah. Wow. Okay, I need to go to the bathroom. Quite badly, actually. So I'm going to just mute my mic for a couple of minutes. I will be back as quickly as I can, and we'll do a post chat. Back in a sec.
Yep. For a second, I thought you'd written Hyrule Warriors Age of Disappointment. Which is not polite to Koei Tecmo. But okay, I'm just scrubbing through here now. We got Mario Kart World. Yeah, the chat. We got Mario Kart World. We got chat. Silksong 2. 120 FPS. That's really impressive.
All right, back. So that was interesting.
That was a thing.
I mean, I will say they didn't reveal as many games as I'd have liked. At least not like strictly Nintendo games.
They did reveal quite a good amount.
Here's the thing: most of the games they released were third-party stuff, which honestly, that was always kind of the bread and butter of the Switch 1 anyway. So it's like they're continuing as they started in that regard.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, there was a lot of really good stuff there. I mean, the big ones, obviously, Mario Kart World. Just in concept, I love the idea of that. And I'm going to be really curious about the execution of it. Sorry, I just saw that thing you linked me to on Discord. I'll explain later.
Just show it on your stream or something.
Well, I'd have to set something up to do it. Don't worry about it. Post it in the group. Post it in the Discord group. Yeah, Mario Kart World. So basically an open world Mario Kart game where the tracks are integrated into much larger environments. Sounds like a lot of fun. And I like the idea they said in that Grand Prix section where it's like you do the race, but then once the race is over, you then have to drive to your next race, and that's kind of a race as well. Maybe that like determines your starting point for the next race or something, which it's a different way to do it.
Yeah, I think there should be a feature where you can sort of determine your own races, like you set up different checkpoints on the map, and then you can like use those races against other players.
There might be.
There's certain games that do that.
Yeah.
Games that do that, like I want to say like Burnout Paradise had like an open world style to that.
I mean,
where you just kind of drive around and you find races to do.
I do wonder, do you think we'll get another Direct between now and the Switch 2's launch where they just focus on games and software? Or do you think we're just going to get the tree houses tomorrow? I don't know. I mean, I could see them doing another Direct specifically for Switch 2 games, but it could be that at this point they don't have a lot to go with. Or they want to wait until after the launch. I mean, June 5th, that's basically 2 months away.
Yeah, there's really is not that long until then.
Because didn't they do that with Switch 2? Switch 1, sorry, where they did the Direct in January and released it in March? Because I know a lot of people were expecting it in the middle of May, because there was like some games and stuff where it was all like aligning with a date in May, and a lot of people were thinking like, oh well, that's obviously when the Switch is coming out, and like apparently not. But yeah, I mean, 2 months, that at least gives people time to scrounge up some money. Actually, they didn't tell us the price.
They did not.
They never mentioned that. Does it say on the website?
Nintendo.com.
Fuck off with your cookies. Nintendo Switch 2. First look trailer.
Nintendo Switch 2 experience. Not seeing it.
No, I don't think they've updated the site yet. I mean, I'm looking at
It's still called Nintendo.com/successor.
I can't.
Someone's saying $450.
Yeah.
Oh, and Nintendo Switch 2 pricing and specs: console 49,980 yen,
which is
it's about $450.
Okay, it might be 400 quid.
Nintendo.com Nintendo Switch is $449.99. Nintendo Switch 2.
Huh. I guess the site's probably not up yet. Because they still just got the trailers. They don't have the pre-order button ready. Okay, well, we may have to wait on that one. But, I mean, I'm imagining 400 to 450 quid, probably. Maybe we'll get away with 400 in the UK if we're lucky, but probably not. But, I mean, that's kind of the price range people were predicting. Because the Switch one was, what, 300 quid? Something like that? I forget exactly what it was. It was a long time ago now. But
I think it's about 300, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Or around that price. So 400 to 450. Yeah. That is weird, actually. They didn't mention the price. They didn't really mention any prices at all, did they? That was now that I think about it. Yes, yeah, that was specifically the word I was going for.
The upgrade, how much the Nintendo camera, how much the Switch camera was, how much the upgrades to the games were,
how much the games are going to be in general. Didn't mention any money related stuff, which I mean, okay, I can understand that because they don't want to scare people off by giving you prices. You know, they want to just get you into the game.
Different money amounts, different regions.
Yes, also a thing. It's like, because like what it is in the US might be different to the UK or anywhere else in Europe, or what it's going to be in Japan, what it's going to be in China, what it's going to be in Australia. It's like it's going to be.
US is even using dollars in 2 months.
Yeah, you could have gone to Elon bucks by then. So
everything is done in Dogecoin.
Closest handheld is 400 EU, which is the Steam Deck. This has exclusives, etc. Yeah, so I would imagine for
handheld, which I mean, I guess technically the Switch is a handheld, which I mean, for a handheld system, yeah, because that is the thing that a lot of people I wasn't even really thinking about this. Yeah, this is technically a handheld system, so they have to cram a lot of really impressive shit into there.
True.
Even though I'm going to be pretty much just playing it docked because. One, why would I take a $400 piece of technology out of my house?
Yes, I've seen videos of people losing them on trains and all this, that, the other. But yeah,
I brought my Switch out of the house and I got so engrossed in playing it I missed the stop on the bus. So I don't do that anymore.
Mm. You guys don't have
don't
mobile
you guys have
phones?
phones? Yes, but my phone is insured.
Well, I do, but mine doesn't connect to the internet. Mine doesn't do apps. Mine is what they refer to as a burner phone.
That's not what a burner phone is.
I know. Everyone I talk to calls it burner phones because that's the kind of thing they use as a burner phone in like TV shows and stuff. And I keep saying, this is not what a burner phone is. This is just an old-fashioned mobile phone. Please stop calling it that. Yeah, it does phones and it does text messages because would you believe that's all I want from a fucking phone.
Right.
Anyway, sorry, we're getting totally off topic here. So, Mario Kart World, genuinely interesting. I think that'll be good fun. And it's the one thing I could think they could have really added on top of 8. Because 8 was such a complete game, especially after all the DLC and everything it got.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of a way for them to move that forward other than just going open world.
Mario Kart 8, like they didn't say anything about Mario Kart 8 being Switch 2 enhanced. Because the thing is, Mario Kart 8 is still has been a massive seller throughout the entire life of the Switch.
We know that Mario Kart 8, we know that Switch 1 games are going to be compatible on Switch 2. So you can still play Mario Kart 8 on Switch 2, even if it's not getting an enhanced version. I think the only thing they could enhance is to, include the DLC?
Include the DLC and just, improve frame rate and stuff.
Maybe. I mean, they didn't mention it, but it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. So, yeah. I mean, a new Mario Kart game, never say no, Mario Kart is a good system seller. We had Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment. Okay, fine. I don't really care, I guess. As I said, I own both of the Hyrule Warriors games. I haven't played either of them. I mean to, I just haven't yet. It's on my list, my ever-growing list of games that I should play but just haven't yet.
Right.
I suppose Kirby Air Riders.
We'll see how that goes because I was not a huge fan of Kirby Air Ride.
I know it's got a really big fan base, though. There's a lot of people that really like that.
Big fan base.
Stop buying new games and play my list. But I want new games. I've got to keep up with the new games. Otherwise, I'm going to fall behind. If I wasn't allowed to buy new games, I wouldn't be able to play Prime 4, and I'm not stopping that.
Right.
But, I mean, yeah, I've never played Kirby Air Ride, but I do know it's got a fan base. I think the multiplayer is...
Yes, the multiplayer city trial is what the big thing is, which, I mean, if they can improve that, if they could do what they did there, because the closest thing we ever got to what city trial was is Smash Run on Smash Brothers for DS, which, again, that's a mode that they don't do that often. Basically, you're dropped into this open world, and there's power-ups you could find on the map. And then once you find all your power-ups, you have a certain amount of time, 10, 15 minutes, and then the players get all the power-ups, and then you're dropped into a random multiplayer mini game, essentially using these power-ups you found. And then whoever wins that ends up winning the derby. And it has this very addictive, let's do one more round quality, because they're 15-minute rounds. You can play a little bit more and a little bit more, and then by the time you realize it, it's 3 a.m. So I understand a lot of people got super into that mode. So if that is the big popular mode for that game, I don't see why they wouldn't do that same thing on Kirby Air Riders, especially now that you can play online.
Huh.
But again, they didn't really explain anything other than Kirby Air Ride is getting a sequel, essentially.
I was just looking on another Discord I'm in. Someone's listed the UK price as just under £400. £395.99. That's just for the console. And it's $429.99 if you buy the version that also contains Mario Kart. So, I mean, that means Wait, that makes the standalone game 35 quid?
It's a digital, but it's also like a bundle, so it would be slightly cheaper.
Huh.
Yeah, it is a digital code. So.
Oh yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying. Well, if the bundle is 35 quid for the game, what's the game price going to be? It's probably 60 quid.
60, 65. But either 60 or 70, because a lot of games are pushing towards 70. That would suck if it's 70. 60 seems to be the standard.
Okay, Nintendo Switch will cost £395, 470, I think that's euro, $450, and basically 50,000 yen, according to Cerebi.net. It is weird they didn't mention the price, but I guess they just wanted it to be... They wanted it to just be hardware in game.
They don't want to scare anybody away, because like anybody who cares will see anyway.
We'll go and look it up, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's only 400 quid for the console, I'm alright with that. And it's not too long after my birthday, so I think I'll just scrounge up a bunch of birthday money and use that as like a down payment on it.
Yeah, my birthday is in May as well. So.
Yeah. I think yours is just after mine, isn't it?
Yeah, we're like all within like the same week.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza, that looked really different.
That looks cool because like not only from a technical standpoint, that looks really cool.
I mean, deforming the environment, that's always a fun gimmick, and it does look like they want to take Donkey Kong away from what Rare created. It's like, okay, we've had this Rare Donkey Kong for quite a long time. Okay, it's like, let's do something new with it. Let's take it in a completely different direction. It looks like it's still going to be like an open world collectathon kind of game.
Yeah, essentially reboot the series.
Yes,
really.
Essentially. Because, I mean, what Rare did with it was great, but like, Nintendo and Rare haven't been friends for a long time now.
Well, not since Rare was bought by Microsoft.
Exactly. Which was a long time ago. Oh, that was so long ago. But yeah, it looked great. Like, it looked bright, colorful, looked like it had fun characters and villains and all this, that, the other.
Weird design on Donkey Kong, but again, they're trying to just kind of distance themselves.
They want him to look more like a cartoon character, I think, because he looked really, like, expressive. And that's one of the things I always thought about the Rare version, is, like, he wasn't that expressive. Like, even the cartoon show.
What do you expect, you know?
Sorry?
He's an ape. What do you expect?
Well, yeah, but he's also a cartoon character.
Yeah, he's also a cartoon character. He's also a mascot. He's supposed to be expressive, yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah. Generally speaking, I think that was okay. I would have liked some more, like, first-party Nintendo games, but we got 4 of them. I think in terms of the other games that were announced, the only other big one was the fucking From Software game. What was it? The Duskbloods?
Yeah, Duskbloods.
Which, it looks like... we can't do Bloodborne, fuck it, we're going to make our own Bloodborne kind of deal, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But if it truly...
Bloodborne with blackjack and hookers.
Well, pretty much. But if that seemed to be, from what it said in the trailer, a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive.
Yes.
That is huge.
Yes, that's like and is that going to be a launch title as well?
Didn't it say 26? Didn't it say 26?
Okay, 2026, so no, it's not.
Hang on, let me... Oh no, I've already closed down the fucking tab. Hang on.
Duskbloods. Here. Duskbloods.
Gotta find it first.
2020, yeah, just 2026, available only on Nintendo Switch. So no, they didn't give us it's not a launch title, but it is next year.
But I mean, From Software has a hugely dedicated fan base.
Oh, absolutely.
Who will buy...
And again, this is the newest FromSoft game since Elden Ring, and Elden Ring got so fucking many people into Soulsborne games.
Yeah. Well, was
Armor... we had Elden Ring. We also had We also had Fires of Rubicon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what about Armored Core?
That wasn't Soulsborne.
Well, no, it sort of was, but it's a different kind of Souls game. But that also was a big thing. But if this is a Switch, I don't know if it's going to be a permanent Switch exclusive. It might be a it might be a timed exclusive, or if that's a permanent exclusive, that is a huge fucking win for Nintendo. That is insane to get From Software to do just an exclusive game for the Switch 2. That's nuts.
And specifically From Software, but just the idea of them having an exclusive M-rated game on the Switch.
Yeah.
Is also huge. Because the last time that sort of thing was a thing that was actually a big and popular and actually got a shit ton of people into it would have been something like GoldenEye on the N64.
I would have said the Resident Evil games on the GameCube. We had the Resident Evil 1 remake and Resi 4 on GameCube.
And those were exclusive to the GameCube at the time?
For a while. The remake eventually got the HD port on PC, although that was only a few years ago now. Resident Evil 4 did eventually end up on the PlayStation 2, but it was exclusive for about a year and a half. So that was actually one of the reasons I bought a GameCube, was because I really wanted to play Resi 4 and I knew it was going to GameCube. Aside from the fact I wanted a GameCube in general anyway, but
right.
So it was very much a thing, because that was around the time Nintendo was being accused in gaming press of being too kiddie.
Very childish.
Yeah, because it was around Luigi's Mansion and Pikmin and all these games, and then they were like, okay, fuck it, let's get Capcom on here and make some Resident Evil games for us.
If they're looking at it, because the FromSoft games have always had really great, very just very iconic, distinct graphics for the. So if they are pushing just how powerful the system is, but what we're saying, 120 FPS docked, that's really fucking good.
Yeah, and it said it can go up to 4K.
This system is a fucking beast if that's what it's able to pull off.
It said it can go up to
for a handheld.
It said it can go up to 4K resolution, presumably when docked again. Resident Evil 4 was meant to be an exclusive, but Capcom just ported it to PS2 anyway, which pissed off Shinji Mikami and made him leave Capcom. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough then. That does kind of happen. Because I was quite surprised when it ended up on PS2, because it was supposed to be an exclusive, but exclusivity.
Weren't there 4 games that they were supposed to have? They're supposed to develop 4 games for the GameCube that were all supposed to be exclusive, and none of them ended up remaining exclusive.
Well, there was Resi 1 remake and Resident Evil 0, Resi 4, and what else did they make? Was it Beautiful Joe? Was that the other one?
I think so.
I can't.
I know there's a Yahtzee video where he talks about it.
Yeah, probably, but I can't remember exactly. But yeah, there was supposed to be a bunch of exclusive stuff. And yeah, most of them did end up getting ported. Although it did take some of them a while to be ported. As I said, Resi 0 and Resi 1 Remake took until basically modern systems in order to get the HD remaster. Which, because it's a remaster, that's a bit different than just a port.
Okay, the Switch, I'm just looking at the hardware now. Okay, it does seem to have a dedicated headphone jack, which thank fucking God.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get rid of that. Or does it support? And the funny thing is, they only recently added support for Bluetooth headsets to the Switch. So
yeah, it makes sense.
The dock seems to be mostly the same, just a slightly different design to the back of it. I don't like the fact that the back slides off completely. That's just one more thing to lose.
But then don't take it off.
That's the thing. That happened with, or one either to lose or to break.
Mm.
But it's the one that is there now. It just has that little door on the back. You just kind of open that up. Which
let's be honest. What you do, you open it up, you plug in your gubbins, you close it back up again, and then you never touch it. I haven't done that with my Switch since I moved house, for crying out loud. That's the only time it moved.
It has a built-in LAN adapter. That's
really
interesting. Yeah. I'm looking at the thing right now. It's got a built-in LAN adapter.
Well, that would be
the back
fun.
is AC adapter, HDMI out, and LAN. So it doesn't have the USB in there anymore.
Huh. No, didn't it say it had 2 USB ports?
It has it. It's on the Switch itself.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They're on the dock. On the dock has the LAN adapter, which I mean, yeah, okay.
I mean, I guess if you want to be playing a lot of online gaming,
yes, you definitely don't want to be doing wireless, especially if you're going to be playing anything like Splatoon or Mario Kart. Really.
Jago said the OLED had one.
Had a built-in LAN?
Apparently.
Okay.
Well, I never owned an OLED. I don't know. I have a standard Switch, and I was happy with that. Yeah. So apparently it did. So I guess the OLED was a bit of a stopgap in that sense.
Okay.
That makes sense.
HDR output, automatic 720p, 1080p, 1440, 2160, 4K. Dock TV resolution, dock output resolution. Frame rate is fixed to a maximum 60 FPS for 4K output. Okay, so it's either 120 FPS at lower than 4K.
Well, makes sense.
It requires a compatible display, obviously, yeah.
Jago says he got an OLED after his original Switch stopped seeing wired controllers. Okay.
Ooh.
That's a random one. So yeah,
okay, so what Bravely Default, I liked Bravely Default, but it felt padded, but being able to have it on the system. The big thing now is that with the DS Online being shut down, you can't play Bravely Default the same way. But again, Bravely Default was this weird game that had like a online, not really online, but it was almost an idle city building sim in addition to being an RPG.
Right.
So like you would do these things in game, then wait and come back later, and you'd get like power-ups based on how far your city had progressed.
Right.
But then you would also be just playing it as a regular RPG as well, which is this weird combination.
I mean, I guess if you're going to be off and playing a big game and probably spending a lot of time like grinding and stuff, having something going on in the background while you're doing that kind of makes sense.
Exactly. And you would get power-ups in game that you could spend, like you have to like wait like 8 real-time hours to get these bonuses in game that you could spend them in combat to like give your characters extra turns, but you were limited to 3 per day because they would recharge every 8 hours. But basically those made the game way too fucking easy too. So and it was this weird thing that the game actually had microtransactions. You could just buy those in the online shop.
Ah, there you go.
With real money.
There you go. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think this is the original Bravely Default. I think it's a different one.
No, this Bravely Default, the Flying Fairy, because the original one was it's basically just an upscaled version with new content.
Oh, is that what they just called the remaster? Is it?
Yes, it's essentially a remaster. Yeah.
Right.
Flying
Again,
Fairy.
not played it. I don't know.
The subtitle was "Where the Fairy Flies."
Right. Fair enough.
The Bravely Default games are good, but they're grindy because they have this job system that basically you need to. I had to do a lot of grinding just to max out the job system because you end up kind of fighting these bosses that if you didn't build your characters right, you have to spend a shit ton of time grinding to get their stats in the right place to be able to defeat the bosses. So that sucked. Age of Imprisonment, which I mean,
I guess if you're a fan of Hyrule Warriors, that's a nice thing for you, and I suppose it will fill in a bit of the blank space because we never really found out what the fuck happened to Zelda in the past. We get like bits of it in the flashbacks, but other than that, it was a pretty open story, so you know.
Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Why is this a paid game?
I have no fucking idea.
With the game, just like they did with Astrobot, like the Astrobot PlayStation game, because that just came with the system because it's an advert game. It's an advertainment. It shows you the features of the system, but it was really fucking cool because there was also the celebration of all the stuff in the past. Of all the past Sony stuff, so they were really leaning into their nostalgia, and it got so popular that they're like, oh shit, they actually want us to make a full game that people will pay for. That's also essentially an advert game.
Yeah, it is weird that it's paid. Like,
it doesn't even really celebrate Nintendo the same way. Like you could. Like the only other company that could really pull that off would be Nintendo to lean so much.
I mean, it does actually say that it's paid. It does actually say that it's paid, right? Because you mentioned it, because I saw that, but I wasn't really paying attention. I thought, wait, did that say paid? And then you saw it after me. And I was like, it's bizarre that it's paid. Like, remember when we got Wii Sports for free? Like, why is it paid? That doesn't make any sense. Like, if it's going to be a demo game, like, I mean, unless it's like £5 or something like that. Something but like that, I mean, even so, like, it really shouldn't be paid. You know, it should come as like a bundled thing. Like, you get your Switch 2 and a pre-installed game is this Switch 2. Unless there's more to it than that. There must be more to it than that. Otherwise, they wouldn't charge. There's got to be some level to this that we're missing. There must be. I don't know. Sorry, I'm looking at all of other people reading this, and everyone's complaining about the way the screen froze halfway through the stream. Apparently, it wasn't just you.
I checked I checked the chat. People are saying, "Oh, the screen's frozen." It's like, okay, it's not just me. I'll go to the others. That's the only time I would look at the chat, because otherwise the chat actually does slow down the stream. Trying to load all that shit. Deltarune, Silksong, at least those are announced, because there's people that fucking love those series. Like Silksong has been kind of a joke for so long that people wait.
I mean, it does say 2025, so we can at least expect it before
in the next 9 months.
Well, no, we can. I was going to say we can at least expect it before 2030.
And then Project 007 is actually kind of a big thing, because
what is that? It's the first I've heard about it.
Well, it's not so much the game itself, but the idea that essentially the person who owned the James Bond license hated video games.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Which is why there has been no big James Bond games in a long time.
Yeah, I'd heard about that. Like, they wanted it specifically for there to be like no violence in them or something like that, or like James Bond would never be allowed to die even if he failed or something. Like, there were all these weird stipulations, which is why like GoldenEye on the 64 was like a miracle that it came out the way it did, basically because they just ignored them and did it anyway. And by the time they found out and the game had released, it was like, well, screw it, whatever, right? So it'll be interesting if we do get another shooter. Because like everybody thinks of, you know, James Bond movie, James Bond games.
I would imagine it would be kind of like Hitman, or kind of like the stealth thing where you have. I could see that working, because you like have to sneak in, you have to do the spy shit. That could be really cool, actually.
Yeah, I mean, in a weird way, that's kind of where the Hitman games came from, wasn't it? Only it's like kind of like James Bond, but a bit more brutal, I guess.
Yeah. Dragon Drive, which I'm sure, whatever. Paralympic Arms.
Okay.
GameCube games coming to Nintendo Switch Online, which I'm paying for Nintendo Switch Online anyway, so sure.
I mean, I don't pay for online, but all I will say is it's about fucking time. Right. My guess is they were keeping this card up their sleeve specifically for this, you know?
And
So
it is the fact that like the GameCube stuff does require a bit more processing power than N64, obviously.
Oh, what's that? Hang on.
And then just other than that, it's just Prime 4.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting a Switch 2 version, which we're not surprised. Let's be honest. We are not surprised.
The question is, what is so different about the Switch 2 version compared to the Switch version, which is just, I guess, just higher, better graphics, upscaled stuff. I don't think there's any new content.
I'm looking at Nintendo.com for the page for Mario Kart World. $80.
Ooh.
Although it does have 3 asterisks next to it, so I don't know what the fuck that means.
Mario Kart. That's weird.
Manufacturer suggested retail price, actual price may vary.
So meaningless, basically.
Yeah, basically, you'll just have to pay whatever the fuck they've got in the store in the day.
Nintendo Switch 2 and Mario Kart bundle, $500. They're showing it now. They're showing it on the website. Yeah,
they probably had to roll out the update.
It's all moving. There is there a low movement version of this site? They usually have that. Like you click a button for a low motion version. 24 Racers, Mario Kart Free Roam. It does look pretty fucking cool, though.
Yeah.
Oh, it has a Switch racing wheel.
Of course they do.
Play using your choice of button controls or motion controls. Attach a Joy-Con 2 controller to the optional Joy-Con 2 wheel accessory sold separately to wheelie feel like you're driving.
Oh, here's fun. If you have Nintendo Switch Online in the expansion pack, then you get the Nintendo Switch 2 edition versions of the game for free.
Oh.
I think.
Okay.
Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack members playing on Nintendo Switch 2 will soon gain access to upgrade packs for both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom games, allowing them to enjoy Nintendo Switch 2 editions of these games at no additional cost.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
No, you must have either Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild or Legend of Tears of the Kingdom for Nintendo Switch to use the respective upgrade packs.
Obviously, yeah.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. So, if you have the expansion pack of Nintendo Online, you get the upgrades for free.
Yeah, and the expansion pack is also required to play like the Nintendo 64 and the Game Boy Advance stuff. And that's the stuff that also included a lot of the Mario Kart 8 DLC for free, the Splatoon 2 DLC for free.
You get a link for that.
That's pretty cool.
It's just a picture that someone posted on this group I'm in. There's no link behind it.
Source.
I'm trying to find it because a lot of people are sharing a lot of information right now, and it's kind of all over the place.
Right.
I'm trying to find the standard. Hang on a sec. Give me a moment. Now that's the direct. Trying to see where they. Oh, is it there? Hang on. Come on, you gotta be this. Oh, upgrade packs. Let's have a look at this. This looks like it. Here we go.
Search blue sky.
No, it was. I think it's. I don't know where the hell they got the thing from. People are just sharing screenshots rather than sharing links, and I fucking hate it when they do that.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. If you go to here, Jagoth. Oh, I don't know if I can post it because I don't have... You might be able to see that. If you scroll down kind of close to the bottom, actually, of that page, there's like a section, like already have the game on Nintendo Switch, how to upgrade a pack, included with Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack membership. It's right towards the bottom. It's practically the last thing. Because of course it is.
Yeah, right above the red banner, just at the end. Scroll way to the bottom.
That is not the one I saw in the picture that was posted, but it's still the correct information, so there you go.
Active membership required, sure, okay. Okay, so that's more reasonable.
That at least is like, well, okay, if you're paying for the Nintendo Online, you just get this shit for free. But presumably they take it away from you again if you stop paying.
Right.
I don't know how, but apparently
it's just the DLC just is not included. It's a DLC patch essentially, but I mean, you could always just buy the upgrade if you wanted to continue playing without paying for online.
I mean, I don't pay for online, so I'll probably just get the upgrades anyway. Again, they haven't explained... It doesn't say the price, which is freaking irritating. Why do you never tell us the price on things? Still, Prime 4 is getting a Switch 2 version, which we suspected.
I guess the big thing on the Switch 2 version would be the mouse control support.
Yeah, it says enhanced resolution, textures, and load times, and choose from 2 display modes. Quality mode runs at 60 frames per second in 4K resolution. In TV mode... Sorry?
Quality or quantity?
Well, there's quality mode, and then there's performance mode, runs at 120 frames per second in 1080p resolution in TV mode.
Which is still really fucking good.
Yeah, so it's like 60 frames, 4K TV mode, 1080 handheld. I mean, 1080 at handheld at 60 frames. That's good. That's really fucking good.
I mean, even 60K even 60 frames at 4K is still really fucking... Because, like, 60 is...
You don't need really more than 60K. 60 frames, really. Let's be honest. I know people cream themselves.
I mean, if it's 60 frames, like, steady... Yeah, that's really good.
What hertz is it going to be running at? I don't fucking know. It's not 12 billion frames per second. 10. You know there will be people bitching about that. Oh, this thing doesn't go up to 360 frames per second. It's a bad console. It's like, fuck you. You don't need more than 60 frames per second. Okay, there is a limit.
There's people that can notice more than 60 frames, but at a certain point, if you don't have like motion blurring, it actually becomes difficult to see it. Like it becomes physically difficult to view.
Like the human eye can only see up to so much. It's weird, but I mean 120 frames in 1080p or 720p in handheld mode if you're running in performance mode. So I think the Switch is actually more powerful than people gave it credit for. That's actually really good. Huh. So yeah, as far as we know, the games that have updates, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, which is mostly, I think, just technical. I don't think there's any new stuff with that. Mario Kart Jamboree and Kirby and the Forgotten Lands seems to be getting new content as well. And then Pokemon ZA and Prime 4 seem to be just having different versions. I do like how you've got all this stuff listed for Prime 4, and then the Pokemon ZA's thing is just, better frame rate and resolution. Like, that's it. That's all you get. Well, the Zelda has... Yeah, look, the Zelda phone GPS thing is just a a bullshit add-on that no one fucking needs, okay? Like, online maps exist. You don't need to install shit on your fucking phone. Okay? Like, you don't. Like, Map Genie exists. We're fine.
Well, and that's the thing, is it's interactive and automatically synced to your location in game, which I can see being useful.
Yeah, kinda, I guess. It's not something I'd ever use, but
I know, but I respect companies that experiment with cool shit like that.
Battery life.
Even if you never use it, it's still a neat feature.
Battery life approximately 2 to 6.5 hours. That is not approximate. 2 to 6.5 hours.
It really does depend on what you do with it.
Yes, it does say please.
Running at higher resolution will.
It does specifically say, please note, this time is an estimate. The battery life will depend on the games you play and usage conditions. Obviously, that has always been a thing.
How old the system is and how frequently you charge the battery and all that stuff. And fortunately, a lot of the times you can't replace the battery without opening up the system, and they don't make that easy.
There is a list of all compatible games.
They have a new menu for game chat.
Yeah, the game chat thing. That is a surprisingly...
Even if you don't use it, it's a really cool idea that you can more easily integrate playing with other people, playing together, because that's fun. It's like people like playing shit together, even if you personally don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not something that I'm planning to use, but it seems like a very in-depth feature. Like, they've put thought into this.
Yes, they did.
Like, the ability to see what other people are playing so you can technically, like, help. Okay, it's at a lower frame rate, but who the fuck cares about that? Someone will complain.
You've helped me out in Metroid Prime doing that. Like, I pointed a webcam.
I will never forget the time when you were playing Metroid Other M, and you got completely stuck on one of those Hunt the Pixel segments, and you literally messaged me. It's like, hey, I'm at this Hunt the Pixel segment and I can't find it. And without even knowing which one it was, I just said, turn around. And you just said, for fuck's sake. That one is so annoying. Everybody hates that. But yeah, I mean,
everybody hates Other M in general.
Well, yeah. It's a shame. Like, it wasn't an absolutely god-awful game, and frankly, that makes it worse. Like, if it was a truly abysmal game, it'd be easier to hate it, but there are bits in Other M that are like, I can kind of see where they were going with this, you know? It's really weird.
Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah, that's something else I keep hearing. Like, apparently 13 is going to get some kind of remake or remaster? I don't know if you've heard about this, but they keep talking about it. And I don't know why.
It is technically a trilogy. I suppose they could re-release the whole thing as a bundle.
See, you haven't played 13.2 or 13.3, and I keep saying you need to play those games because the madness that is Lightning Returns.
13.2. I picked it up for like $5.
Yeah, but the madness that is Lightning Returns needs to be fucking experienced by more people. That game is insane. In a boring way. It's really weird. But honestly, 13.2 really does address some of the problems of the original 13. And I'd be really curious what you thought about it. You know? Because it addresses a lot of the problems. I do feel it's a couple of steps forward. But there's also a lot in the game where I'm like, what the fuck? No, stop. Don't do that. It's really weird. But, yeah, it's the 13 trilogy is fucking insane. Especially the ending, but that's neither here nor there. I got angry at the ending of that.
I remember you messaging, I have to talk to somebody about this ending, and you're the only one online.
Yeah. I got so just unreasonably angry at how stupid the ending of Lightning Returns is. Like, angry, but also, like, laughing angry at how stupid it was, you know? I wasn't, like, actually angry. I was just like, this is just fucking nuts. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, the Switch 2 in general seems wild. Like, just I really feel like they've listened to what people complained about with the Switch 1, and they have taken steps to fix it. Now, a lot of this is going to come down to a lot more technical specs in, like, how it works in the moment. Because a lot of people's problems with the Switch 1 is, especially with the online stuff, there were problems with the online thing. Now, that could be mitigated with having an actual LAN connection for your console. Like, maybe, if your wireless isn't that good, a LAN thing could help. If
that was one of the big things a lot of people complained. They complained about the Wii had a bad network connection. They were always getting kicked offline, but they were running on wireless. So that's like you switch over to a hard network, and then you complain about if it still doesn't fix the problem, then you complain about it. But
yeah. So obviously performance and stuff. There's a lot of stuff that we haven't really been told about. Like, a lot of people really want them to change and update the store. I know that was a big point of contention for a lot of people. I don't know if we're going to get a better store, though. It might just be the same store, but it runs better. Because,
Yeah, I remember the store being pretty laggy. That's unfortunate. Even in docked mode, it's just...
Yeah.
How do you fuck that up?
Very easily, apparently. But then, I've also seen other videos saying that none of the online stores are really great. Like, even Steam, for, as good as it is, Steam's biggest problem is just garbage. Although that's kind of Nintendo's problem as well, so, Yeah, just a lot of this is sort of like to be determined, I suppose. I feel like we've barely scratched the surface of what the Switch 2 is really going to be like. But we've only got 2 months to wait, ironically.
Yeah.
All online stores suck, Steam just sucks less, I guess. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I think I'm going to be picking it up day one, as I will with Prime 4 when it comes out for the Switch 2. We still don't have a fucking date for that. It's like, give us a fucking date. That's all I need. I just need to know when, so I can make sure to completely clear my schedule for it. Because I'm going to be streaming that. Because, I'm going to be streaming it. So excited about that. But, yeah, the fact it's getting a Switch 2 version doesn't surprise. We predicted that, for crying out loud. Yeah, anything else to say? Because we've been talking for a while and my voice is starting to go.
No, it's just I'm happy with the Direct for the most part. There were a few weird missteps, like the welcome tour, but it's cool. They went through all the features that we wanted. They really seem to be, like you said, they really seem to be listening to their fans, and the fucking Duskbloods is going to be a major thing. Like, what the hell are
there are so many people who are going to be bitching that that's an exclusive, and I guarantee you they will still buy a fucking console anyway to play it.
It's like, yeah, okay, but I'm going to complain the whole time.
Yeah, pretty much. So many people are going to buy a Switch 2 just for that game, and then in like 3 years' time, when it gets ported to something else, they're going to be really angry.
And I'll be like, well, you've been playing it for the last 3 years, and that was the tax you paid to play it 3 years early.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's like, people are going to complain, but people are still going to buy a Switch 2, and it might just entice them to play other games. Like, that's how exclusives work.
Maybe they'll Maybe they'll get into Metroid Prime.
You never know. It could happen. You never know. Stranger things have happened, believe it or not. That is just so wild to me that not only is it a From Software game, which is fine. I mean, they got Elden Ring on there. That's cool. But it's an exclusive.
It's like a new one and a launch of the... It's like, wow.
It's the fact that it's an exclusive. That is the surprise to me. Like, From Software making a game on a Nintendo console, that's whatever. The fact that it's kind of Bloodborne 2, but it's not, fine. It's an exclusive. That is the surprise. And that, I think, is going to sell consoles. I was hoping, I will say, for more games to be revealed. But there could be a direct between now and when the game comes out with more game information, or maybe shortly after the Switch 2 releases, we'll get some more.
We do have the Treehouse coming out, so they may not announce any new games, but we'll have more information on the games we are getting.
Yes. I don't know what specifically the Treehouse is going to focus on. You know, it could just be that they'll focus exclusively on the Nintendo games. It could be that there might actually be some tech demo stuff going on in the Treehouse. Maybe they'll have an actual Switch too there that they'll show off, and you know, maybe they'll even discuss some features they didn't talk about in the Direct. I doubt it, but they might. I don't know. I don't know if I'll watch the Treehouses. I may just skim into the videos after they've released, just as a curiosities thing, because I'll probably be busy doing other things. I don't know what time the Treehouses are. I don't know if I'll be able to sit down and watch them, but yeah, generally speaking, I think I'm definitely going to be getting it day one, I think, and I think at like 400 quid I will. Yeah, that's kind of the price I was expecting. I think we were all expecting an increase of about 100 to 150 of, you know, whatever domination you favor. So yeah, price-wise, I'm not surprised. It will be interesting when we get an actual price for the games, because the Nintendo US site has updated, the Nintendo Europe site has not. So we're still waiting for the game price there, but I hope they're not going to get too expensive, but they might. This might just be a thing where, yeah, we're heading to 70 quid games now, and there's fuck all we can do about it.
Yeah.
So we may just have to swallow that one, which is unfortunate. But we'll see.
Buy games less often.
Buy games less often, or wait. Well, I'd say wait, but Nintendo games never fucking come down.
Yeah, Nintendo games never fucking go down. Except for whatever reason, the Mario X Rabbids game.
Well, I mean, that's Ubisoft, I guess.
Yeah, but like the Sparks of Hope is frequently going down to like 75% off. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, but
we're just retreading old ground at this
point. Yeah, we should probably leave it there. It's gone 4 o'clock, and I need to go get a drink because my throat's getting kind of dry. So yes, really good. As I said, it probably will be a day one purchase for me. We'll see if there's anything more that happens between now and the release. We may get some just like shadow dropped trailers. You never know. It could happen. But obviously we'll keep our ear to the ground. If there is another direct for the Switch 2 games specifically between now and the release, I will try and stream it if I can. People seem to be saying Donkey Kong Bonanza isn't $80. So it seems that maybe big line games would be more expensive. Nintendo seems smaller games would be cheaper. They have kind of done that, actually, on the Switch.
Isn't a big line game, though?
Yeah, I was going to say, Donkey Kong Bonanza feels like that should be a big game. Like, maybe they don't think it'll sell well if it goes at $80. I don't know. But, yeah, so anyway, we'll keep our ears to the ground about what the future is. Aside from that, for me, it'll be back to my normal schedule. Hopefully, I'll actually get a Wednesday off soon. That would be nice. So, yes. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, tomorrow, I'm all back to my normal schedule. I've got Pal World tomorrow. I've got Pacific Drive on Friday. And then I've got, Dream Core on Saturday. So that's my schedule going forward for that. So we're hopefully back to normal for now, but I'll keep my ear to the ground about future Nintendo stuff. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. I have noticed a decent viewership here today. Lots of people tuning in. Should be fun. Hoping to get this one up on YouTube tomorrow at some point, because I'm going to edit it.
And if you're new here, be sure to follow.
Yeah, follow me here or follow me on YouTube. YouTube's actually going up. My subscriber count is going slowly up on YouTube, which is nice to see. Slow, but steady. But yeah, so I'm hoping to have a version of this up on YouTube tomorrow to see if I can catch some attention over there as well, if you happened to miss part of the stream. So yeah, it's goodbye from me. This is where you say goodbye, Zero.
And it's bye for me, and everybody take care.
Yeah, so thank you all for watching, everybody. I do hope you have enjoyed this, and I will see you all whenever I next see you. Take care out there, everybody. Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye.